Because I will fake pass out on the low. Don't play with me.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't play with me.
I don't know nothing about passing out. I witnessed my friend from high school pass out once, and I thought she was playing. And, I didn't know how to react. I was just like,
get up.
Jessica. I was like,
your
you need
ass
to call the
up.
police. I don't know what's going on right now. Just give me some water. I was like, okay.
Did you pull the Get Rich or Die Trying, pull up with the truck and was like, nah, it's easier this way?
No. No, didn't do that.
Damn. But yo, we going live right now. What up, everybody? It's your boy
hello.
Rello. That's RELLO, and welcome for another episode of RELL-ism. And I have a very special guest in the building. This is her first interview, her very first interview. Troy, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but this is her first interview. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's not his fault. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Pinky Andrews. Biological name is Sasha, but I go by Pinky. Everybody knows me by Pinky. So yeah.
Where did the
Troy's
name
wife.
come from?
So the name comes from my dad. So I wear pink, I wore pink in remembrance of him. Now I have his name in remembrance of him. He passed away when I was 6 or 7. I just turned 7, I think. And grandmother used to always give me pink gifts for birthdays, Christmas, any celebration where a kid deserved a gift. Easter.
So that was his nickname?
That was his nickname.
Was this a street nickname?
It was like I don't know. From what I can remember, it was kind of like pink ended up being his favorite color for some reason.
So he was Cameron before
and he
Cam.
was like, yeah,
Hey.
he was. He was actually, if I could describe how I remember my dad looking, he looked like Ricky Ricardo. And I love Lucy. That's what's crazy too. That's
Sasha,
one of my favorite.
I'm home.
That's one of my favorite shows. And
I
that's
love
what
Lucy.
he remind me of. So he was like this pretty boy, light skin, good hair, wore pink. They teased him, called him Pinky. And then I didn't know that until I confronted my mom. I was like, yo, why my mom keep giving me all these pink gifts? Because the gift I got that Christmas was this, Mama, I love you. It was a ugly yarn knitted sweater. And my cousin got the same sweater, but in a different color. And I was like, why I couldn't get something simple like that? I got this bright yarn pink.
You didn't even know you had it's a whole legacy
It's
behind
a whole legacy behind. My mom said it's in remembrance of your dad. And I said, wow. So for my junior year in high school, after my sophomore year when I found out, I wore nothing but black, white, and pink. That's it.
That's it.
Black, white, and pink. You know how hard it was to get people to call me Pinky in high school? I don't know you as Pinky. Your name is Sasha. So I was like, oh.
So I have to confirm that you carry it because I sent you a friend request on Facebook today.
Did you?
And you know how I know it was you?
How?
Because you was wearing pink.
Am I wearing pink?
Yep. And the phone case was pink.
What profile picture is?
I said she really about the shit.
Oh yeah. My eye automatically attracts to things that are pink. I have other favorite colors, but pink is important.
Is there anything in the house that's pink?
My entire bathroom. Because it's mine. I don't have to share it with anybody. So
hey.
I get to make it pink. And it's actually like rose gold pink because that's like the I was about to say the flavor of pink like it's candy, but it's like the grade of pink that's like my favorite color right now. It's
the light
gold.
pink?
Mm-mm.
Or is it darker?
See, when you say light pink, I think of like baby shower pink. Rose gold is like,
I know what rose gold is. I got you. I got you.
That pink.
Okay, so Pinky, where are you from?
I am originally from Dallas, Texas. Well, North Dallas, Texas. I was born in Lafayette, and I was raised back and forth from Texas and Louisiana. So
okay,
I got both in me. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I was told that you don't believe you have an accent.
No, I ain't got no accent.
4 times. Did you hear it? You felt like you was home, didn't you, for a second? Boy, I said, say that shit.
No is probably the only word that I can hear an accent in me. When I'm talking, I don't feel like I have accent. I don't.
So what was it like growing up in the South?
I loved it, actually. I am like a very nature person. So I loved that there's nothing but land and all of the houses are like a certain amount away from each other because you get to have your own space. I loved it. I loved the weather. The only thing I hated about it was I was a kid that had a lot of hair. And so when I started getting into myself, I want my hair to look like this, it was always humid. It's always humid in Louisiana. Flat iron my hair. 2 minutes later, walking outside. Poof.
I shouldn't even waste that time.
Yes. And the food. I love, oh my God, Cajun.
Okay.
Almost everything that I make has some type of
spice to it.
Yeah.
A little spicy.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a bottle of water next to you if you eating your food.
Troy. Nose dripping.
Go get you some Vicks.
We got cough drops now.
Hey, with the extra menthol.
Shoot. But yeah.
So, how did you get here?
I actually got here on a.
And don't tell me it was Troy.
No.
Please don't tell me it was Troy.
No, wasn't Troy. No, so I ran track pretty much all my life. I got a track scholarship here because of the guy that was in my school district. We were at our championship meet, our regional meet, matter of fact, and his mom was like, yo, she's fast. She's kind of good. Let me call the coach that he's being recruited by and see if they need a hurdler. And she called him. They said yes. So she was like, I mean, I talked to him. It's up to you if you want to go do, what they call it, a visit, an official visit type thing. Ours was a little unofficial, but I basically got here because somebody pointed me out. That was it. And now that I'm older, I appreciate it more because the schools that I was trying to get into were above my skill standard.
Okay.
So I was trying to get into like UT, LSU. I wanted to be in Louisiana so bad because I grew up mostly like my remembrance is me in Texas, and I miss being back home with my cousins and like it's 4 on my mom's side. It's 4 of us, and I was the only one who really grew up in Texas.
Where are you in that 4?
I am the second oldest.
The second oldest. Okay.
Yep, the second oldest. So, but yeah, I got here on track scholarship, and then I ended up staying.
So you got them burners.
You know what? Troy and I had a conversation before, and he asked me, why don't you think that you're like fast? And I told him, I said, I don't think that I'm fast. I never thought that I was a fast athlete. I was a good athlete. I was a hard worker. Anything the coaches asked me to do, I would do. I believed in the program. I was a motivator. I was a captain for a while. I motivated people on the team. But when it came to like, oh, how fast you run? Because, that's the thing. If you in track, you fast. They automatically think that. I'm like, I ran a 14-1 in 100 hurdles. I ran an 8.6 in the 60-meter hurdles. And I ran like
burners.
a 61.
You got burners.
They're like, I said, no, I don't really think that's fast. Why? Because the people that I would hear numbers from, 47s and 13s and, almost 7.9 seconds.
But it would motivate you.
It did. It made me feel like I have the potential to get there. I just didn't know I had the potential to get there. So, yeah.
So how did you start becoming an entrepreneur? Like what led you to the direction that you are now?
I grew up around it. My father's side, grandparents had 13 kids. My dad obviously being one of the 13.
Yeah, that's one of them Southern families, boy.
Oh, you better know it. And family reunions is crazy these days now because
they done had kids, grandkids, great.
Yeah. So, but no, my dad's side of the family, very hardworking, entrepreneurship all around me. My uncle has his own auto shop. My auntie has her own beauty shop, literally next door on the land that my grandparents own.
Beautiful.
We had a seamstress, we had a florist, and now she's like the event planner. She's one of the oldest aunties, oldest siblings, and I love her to death. She's a little controlling.
Everybody got that one auntie that want to run everything.
Oh my gosh. And carpentry is huge in our family. Like one of my cousins now has his own business where he's going to people's homes and he's like refurnishing their floors, building.
And you always have a job. Always.
My aunties and them, like, this is the thing too, that if they work, they have like a regular 9 to 5, they still know how to do something on their own. Yeah. Troy he could witness it. We went down for my grandparents' 60th wedding anniversary. Beautiful. And he was like, he saw my uncle in the backyard building cabinets. And he was like, your uncle is out there early in the morning doing that himself. So when we went to the auntie house, he was like, hey, so, Uncle Harold told me that he put all of his cabinetry and all that up. So did he do yours too? She said, no, baby, I did that. And he was like, no wonder Pinky is like, I'm fixing stuff around the house. I fixed our chairs for our dining room table. Troy wanted to get rid of them chairs so bad. And I was like, no, we're not going to spend $100 and buy, we're not going to buy no new chairs. I'm going to fix these bad boys.
I'm going to make them look good.
Hey, they had been sitting so perfectly fixed. He didn't even know that they was fixed. So when we had company over, he was like, babe, where they going to sit? I said, in the chairs.
You seen him on the phone right now. He ain't even acknowledging that. Like, yeah, you right.
It's funny though. Now my mom's side, hardworking. I definitely developed that push and that drive to keep going with them. My cousin, we're 2 weeks apart, and I always admired her growing up because she still is academically smart. And I used to be afraid to be book smart growing up. So, and I was afraid of that because like my personality was so loud, like I'm so outgoing that where I grew up at, you kind of got it's that stigma of
you got picked on for being the smart kid.
You kind of and it wasn't me. It was the fact that I've seen people do it. And then when I actually became in this group of friends that all of us, we had some type of intelligence, that it was, I don't know, it kind of made me feel like because I couldn't reach the goals and the GPAs and the grades that they were getting, it made me feel some type of way.
So you didn't.
I didn't.
I can relate to that.
Yeah,
I can relate to that because I had a lot of friends and stuff. They were, making good grades and stuff, and I was into sports and stuff. And I can't even name how many times I studied in high school. Like I can't even.
I don't remember.
I don't ever remember opening a book unless I was grounded.
Unless it was for a math class, chemistry, statistics, calculus. Those classes, loved them.
I love math. My wife hates math, but I love it.
Yep.
I love math, and I can write a paper. I can.
You know what? I didn't know that I could write till I got to college. I sent an email out one time for like a group project, and somebody responded and was like, Pink, this is the best business typed email I've ever read. And I was like,
shut up.
I was just saying, make sure that we turn our projects in and we meet each other on time for class. Like,
you didn't realize that you had that.
Didn't realize that it was very business professional. So
got gifts you didn't even know.
Didn't know, man.
So what age did you start doing hair?
Ooh. From what I can remember, it was 9. I was 9. I had always started doing my hair first. And then I started doing my sister's hair because I had got into braiding. And she likes braids now, but growing up, she hated her hair being braided. I didn't know that I was braiding too tight. I'm sorry, sis, if I traumatized you.
She can't sleep at night. Why? Because Pinky did my braids too tight.
But yeah, and one of my mom's good friends who literally lived, I say down the street, but she lived in Denton. She did hair, got her cosmetology license and did hair on the side at home. So it got to the point where the more she would do it, and I had access to watch her. I'm a quick learner. I could learn from watching. I would go over there for the weekend just to watch her do hair.
Dope.
I wouldn't even kick it with the cousin. We finna go to the skate right now. We got micro braids today.
Just looking.
I'm finna help with these micros. Yep.
And it started just picking up.
Oh yeah. Real people dope. Didn't believe me. I think about middle school. I was relaxing my own hair at that time, and people thought I was going to the shop. I was like, I've never been to a shop ever in my life.
Putting in work.
Other than my auntie's shop, and that was just to sit. Like I don't even remember getting my hair done in her shop.
Just pulling up to pull up.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's it.
Real
that's
dope.
what it was.
So what are some accomplishments that you've had in your career so far? Because you're still very young, and you have a long way to go.
I like that long way. Yes. Add years to my life. Thank you, Lord. My accomplishments in my career as a stylist.
Stylist, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know. I got a few, I guess.
You done some work for Apple?
I did.
Let's talk about it.
I did. So I got a good friend of mine that I ran track with at WSU. got into getting box braids, I was the only person who had ever really done her hair in a shop. She's had them before growing up.
And that's one thing about black women. Y'all listen.
What is it?
Black women don't trust everybody on their hair.
That's true.
So when they find one good one that they can rely on and trust, they sticking with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so we used to joke all the time about when she make it, because she decided I didn't know she could sing till after we graduated college. But she went into acting and singing, and she got called out to do kind of this promo commercial for a big company. And so she vouched for me. Like, she fought for me to come down there to do her hair. Now, when I got out there and I did it, before I made it there, I got asked by the producer if how much time I would need to do her stunt double. And not knowing what's going on, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it'll be this, and that. This is what I need, and this is what I could bring. And they fly me out there, and
got flued out.
Yeah, I got flued out. But when I got there, when we got to the set, it was weird. The like the appreciation that they were giving me, and it was weird because they were just like, so you're the chick from Wichita, right? And I'm just like, yeah, it's small Wichita compared to LA. And some of them actually thought that I lived in LA, and they flew me from LA to do her hair. And I was like, nah. But I wish, sure. But the one thing that stood out from that trip that helped me realize my talent, because even then I'm like, y'all, it's braids. Like, this is nothing hard, or I didn't think about what they see from it. I was looking at it from a stylist point of view, not a consumer point of view, right? And so one of the other CEOs and producers stopped after they did a run through, and he said, Pinky! And I got scared. So I thought like a braid fell out or something. I'm like, yo, where my hair at? Where my combs and my brushes? Let me get right. And I stood up and I was like, yes? And he goes, it was quiet in there. Now, mind you, this set was huge. And he goes, good job. I sat down. I was like, thank you. Thanks. I was just like, man, am I not seeing what they see? Like, I couldn't see it. And then I was able to look at my friend and then look at her stunt double. And at that moment that I couldn't tell them apart, I knew exactly what they were giving me my props for.
Is it hard for you to take those props or the recognition or acknowledgments? Because I feel like it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because you seem very humble, very humble. But I think that it's kind of hard for you to acknowledge, like, yo, like, I am dope in real life. It
is hard. It's mostly hard because I don't really see that in myself. Like, I don't see what other people are seeing. Like when you write your goals and stuff down, you think of it differently. You see it from a different perspective than somebody else. Like, my husband encourages me every single day, like nonstop. And I'm just like, I can't do that. I can't do this because this is it. He's like, you have so much potential to do all of these things. And I've learned that I am actually multi-talented. I have a lot of gifts that I didn't know was there. And sometimes it takes a person or an actual situation and an environment that you're in for it to come out. So it is hard. And why it's hard is because of what I think of myself, or at least what I've thought of myself since I was younger. I had grew up in a very comparison environment. So when I was surrounded by great people, I didn't look at it that I was surrounded by them because I made them great. I thought it was something that they had for me to be great. And it was actually the other way around. And I didn't know it. So now that I'm older, it's like, okay, I'm starting to see it differently and starting to really like love myself and the talents that I have and be able to stand on them without feeling intimidated or feel like I'm in a competition every time I walk into a room with another stylist or makeup artist, anything like that.
You better walk in with your chest held high, girl. You better be proud. Like, yo, you dope.
Thank you. You
gotta take those flowers like when they're given. Like, you're doing some amazing things. Like, there are some people that would dream to like be on the set of an Apple commercial? Like you got that. Like you were nominated for an award at the ICT Blackout Awards.
And you know how like surprised I was about that?
I don't know why.
I was so surprised about like
you shouldn't be. Look, I got one day, and this is when I hit up. This is when I hit up Trey, and I was like, "Yo, like, I need to do this interview." So one day I'm on Facebook and I'm just scrolling, and I'm on people's stories or whatever.
Yeah.
And then one person was like, "Stylist by Pinky" or "Style by Pinky." And I was like, "Damn, I didn't even know she go to Pinky." And then I see another person or whatever, like, "Pinky always got me right." And I was like, "Damn, there go another one." And next thing you know, it was like 3 or 4 people, and I'm like, "Nah, she dope." She
crazy.
dope.
Oh, I done touched something.
Nah, you good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I thought
so that's when I knew I was like, yo, like she really got something.
Wow.
How did you build that clientele here?
Okay, I built that clientele. You know what? A big help was
being dope.
Well, Paris Walker. That was the first salon. Before they were Mark Paris, we were Royalty Barber and Beauty. Paris and Mark Walker, and she, like me starting there, she really helped. Her energy of being positive and pushing was different than anything else I had been around. Even in hair school, it felt competitive. And so being in her shop, giving me the ins and outs of like what my strengths were, kind of like where I start. I kind of just followed a little bit behind her footsteps. That's really what I did when it came to like posting, and I had to use what I know and my background with hospitality and like working in hotels and and working at not dental office but clinics and stuff. I would sit around and I would stay. If I didn't have clients, I would stay there all day and just watch Paris do hair. When the phone would ring, I would answer the phone. Thank you for calling Royalty Barber and Beauty. How can I help you? You know, make them think that this was a big business where we just had flow of people coming in. And then when we changed to Mark Paris, it made me feel like I was a part of something. And that's how they built it. So they gave me the confidence to be like, yo, I'm good at what I do. You know, to where I can push a little bit.
You know what I think I've learned about you, and I think I figured you out.
I
think I figured you out. And you can tell me this, and you can tell me this too.
What's that?
She loves knowledge.
Oh.
You love to learn.
I do.
whether you like might, you know, be like, yeah, like there's 2 separate times that you named in this interview where you said, I just sat and watched somebody doing this.
Yeah.
I bet you watch videos on not even hair. It's just like videos that you might learn something new.
Fortnite.
That's how you learn to put that chair together, huh? Building those bridges and shit.
Hey, I took my controller apart. I saved about them controllers is what, $64? I did it 3 times.
60 a pop.
Yeah. I done saved a lot of controllers by taking that bad boy apart, finding a YouTube channel. Yep.
So I figured her out.
That's dope.
So I figured you out. That's real cool. Dope. So I'm gonna put you on blast real quick.
Oh, okay.
So we were at the Endless album release party.
Oh God.
And you were in your bag. Now I don't know Troy for knowing hip hop like that. But when Wipe Me Down came on,
cause I'm
that side of you came out. I don't know what part it was, but Boosie said a line, and I literally was like, we were on the same page. And I was like, hey, let's go. So, what's some of your favorite music or some of your favorite artists or songs that you can think of?
Shoot. You know what? It's funny because I kind of like all music. I can get into stuff as it's presented to me. So I actually didn't know about Boosie and Webbie till like my freshman year in college.
Lord bless your heart.
I didn't know about them, and well, let me see. Maybe it was my senior year in high school. So I went to visit my cousin, and she was playing something with Boosie and Webbie on, and I was like, yo, this go hard. They had a different sound than Texas music.
Yeah.
So I was like, burn me a CD. Like, who is Lil Boosie? And then all of a sudden he blew up. Him and Webbie blew up. But I listened to them. I grew up on Blackstreet.
Hey,
you know, I
good loving. Ooh, don't get me in that bag.
Listen.
Don't get me in that bag.
Listen.
My mama told me that there would be days like this. All right, I'm playing.
I love it. This is funny. No, but
I would run into someone. I'm sorry.
He owned
I'm
it.
done.
He is
I'm
on
done.
it.
I'm
I
done.
took him way back.
It's the methanol. It's the methanol in the cough drop. That's what it is.
He did.
Damn
yes,
right.
we listened to the whole album.
You
I used to take my
song?
mom's CDs. Like whatever she would purchase, I would end up listening to them. So I really grew up on the music that my mom liked.
Okay.
So then when I had access to like my own little stereo boombox, I would say like I loved Lil' Kim and Biggie and Tupac.
Hey.
You know, I listened to them, even Foxy Brown. All of the 90s music, I pretty much loved all of it. Michael Jackson, my favorite song, Rock With You, never gets old.
Rock With You's your favorite Michael song?
Oh my, I have a lot. I have a lot actually.
Top 3.
Okay,
and if
Rock With You.
PYT's not in your top 3, then we're ending this interview right now.
Okay, well, it was so great to
That breaks my heart.
I love PYT, but it was the feel, like how I related to the music. PYT, pretty young thing. Thank you, but I wasn't relatable to, like, I didn't relate to that. Okay. I related to Rock With You, how he envisioned this person and all he saw was her. That's the kind of like
getting
love
a lyrical
that I
breakdown.
wanted.
You better talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? And then is it Heaven Can Wait off his Invincible album? Tell the angels no, I don't wanna leave my baby alone. Oh, hey, that's my jam right there.
I'm mad at you. She even got like the little extra in the.
I freaking love that song. Heaven Can Wait. Oh my gosh, that love that he professes for her is just amazing. Anyway, let me see. What's another one? Freaking Remember the Time. Classic. I cannot listen to that song.
One of the best music videos
dance.
of all time.
You Rock My World. I cannot do that song
You
without doing the
world.
intro.
Yeah, you done listen to Michael.
Oh,
you got those ad libs and shit down. You got them ad libs down.
Loved it. I used to be honest, I grew up watching the videos and I learned the choreography. That's what I would do. I spent a whole summer one time where all I did was watch BET and MTV all day. VHS, put it in there, press record at 8 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, because you know they play songs and videos every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
So by 12 o'clock, I knew the whole routine to like 5-6 songs.
Good Lord.
Oh,
Learning.
I learned it. I learned it by watching.
Learning.
I did. Mm-hmm.
So you name some very dominant artists, like people with very, very strong personalities. Would you consider yourself an alpha woman or?
An alpha woman.
When I say an alpha woman, I mean someone that they're going to do something themselves. I would consider you an alpha woman because, we're not going to go buy something. We're finna go fix this.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's an alpha. Take control of a situation.
Well, you know what? That's funny because I wouldn't consider myself an alpha woman.
Why so?
I think of, and it's not necessarily like negative connotations. I think of like dominance and somebody being straightforward and like it's either my way, you know, like it's my way, and if you can't help me get it done, I'm gonna get it done. But it's the attitude behind it. Okay. Is what I think of when I hear alpha woman. But when you say the way you say it, it makes me think like, oh, maybe I am. See,
but then sometimes you gotta have that little attitude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes you gotta let a customer know, like, hey, you showed up late for your appointment. Ooh. That's why I'm finishing up this person right now. I said it, not her. I said it. If you got a problem, come for me. That's Rello. That's RELLO. Now,
you know.
How does Pinky keep herself inspired?
Ooh, inspiration. I stay inspired by like really, okay, learning. That learning process, that's a part of me wanting to stay inspired. Like when it comes to my industry, there was a point in time that like I did not want to do hair anymore. I felt it was mundane, it was redundant, it was so routine. I had this clientele that I knew who I would see, what they would want, and some of them they loved just getting the same thing over and over again. So I couldn't branch out with my creativity. And so it made me be like, I don't want to be behind the chair anymore. And then I said, okay, well, I won't quit here all the way. I'll just find different projects to do. Like, let me do theater and try to do like creative hair and makeup, because I look at it as projects.
That's dope.
Instead of like, this is my job, this is my lifestyle, this is what I have to do to live. Yes. Granted, being a stylist, that is how you make money. That is our lifestyle. So, and then people don't really appreciate stylists the same way that they would appreciate a doctor. And to be honest, we might as well have a doctorate.
You gonna come to me before you go to the doctor?
Exactly. Girl, I got this bald spot right here. I don't know what's going on. I can't diagnose you.
Shout
that
out
ain't
to all
even
the
in my
ladies with bald
license.
spots.
I can't even diagnose you. You should go to a doctor. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, this YouTube video that I saw,
right.
that bald spot tells
There's
me
one
that.
girl. But you know, that's how I stay inspired. Like, I find I'm always on the move of something, and I always want to add something new so I don't get quote unquote bored. So
And that can happen very fast.
It can. I actually got the opportunity to step out of the cosmetology realm and do acting. I did a I did a show, a play called Memphis the Musical with the Wichita Forum Theater, and I wasn't gonna audition.
That's tough.
I wasn't gonna audition. Troy, his parents, my mom, my family, my friends, Pinky, you should try this. You should do that. You sound like you would be good at these things. And I'm like, I don't know. And I was going to step out and be like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But then my friend Angie Berthet, she was like, Pink, just come to the tryout, because I wanted to follow the rules. And in order to do the auditions, if you wanted to go into acting, you had to have a monologue. If you wanted to go into be a singing part, you had to sing a song. You wanted to do dance, you had to come up with choreography. Like, that's what was listed. And I said, I ain't got time to do all that. You know, I'm thinking I have to do something brand new to do that. And so I got into the audition, and the most eye-opening thing for me in just my audition was that I told them I've never auditioned for anything like this before. By the time I finished singing my song, the choreographer looked at me and she said, you said you've never auditioned? I said, no, ma'am, I've never.
So you can sing too.
Tell the angels no. Let me stop. She went right back to Let me stop. But yes, I can sing, I can dance, I do hair, makeup. You know what I'm saying? And that was fun because I got to be on stage. I got to be on the scene instead of behind the scenes. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I'm so thankful. Like,
it's a rush.
I'm so thankful for that opportunity. When it was over, I was like, dang, I feel like we should have had like 2 weeks more shows or something. Like, you know, I had adapted to my schedule with that. And that was fun. And then I had to come back. Had to come back to hair, get back on that same schedule and that routine. And it was fun. What it also did, it was networking. Because I had a lot of the cast members were asking me about hair, like, what can I do about this? Most of them were natural. The part of the black cast, they were natural. Beautiful. And so they wanted my assistance. Yeah. And that felt different because I was like, I'm not even here to talk about hair. Like, I'm here to go on stage and do this. And y'all are asking me about. So I see how that all kind of connects in that realm.
It definitely does.
Yes,
definitely
it was. That was interesting.
That's dope though.
Choreography. I'm not trying to put myself, but I'm starting to realize like these different things that I did.
So
did you recognize, this is what I thought you was going to say about the Endless album release party. Did you see how me and the other two girls stepped out on one of them songs and did that choreography? Yeah. Now what's funny is that I choreographed that and I forgot after the first 6 steps, like what we were supposed to do. I did. I was like, oh, head move. Wait, what's after that? You know what? I'm going to let y'all have that.
Were you talking about the dance the whole song, Don't Spill It?
No. On when Endless was performing, she did oh my God, Talk About It.
Got you.
And after Demo, is that his name? Demo?
Yeah, Demo.
Yeah, after he did his rap part, she comes back in and that's the part we choreographed to her music video. And I was like messing with them the whole night, like, y'all know we gotta dance, right? And they eyes was getting big, like, are you serious? I said, girl, I don't even know she gonna do that song. Like, I'm playing.
And then when she did it,
they stepped out, and I'm looking at them, and they was like, "You ready? We gonna do it." And I was like, "We doing this? Are we doing this?"
You say,
I was so proud of them because I got to see that touched me. That little bit touched me because I was like, I got to see them do it with me watching instead of being a part of it. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, they did it to the T.
Perfect.
From the walk on to the walk off, the attitude, everything they delivered. And I was like,
Word.
It made me feel some kind of way. I was like, I'm proud of mama right now. My babies is growing up.
That's dope.
They stepped out on confidence and did it.
Man, you got a lot. Like, you do a lot.
That's crazy.
Do you believe in energies? People's energies, like affecting your well-being and affecting others?
I do. I see their energy as a spiritual thing though. Like people's spirit can bring good and bad. They can bring good and bad. And I do believe that to the T because I be having to check myself sometime. You know, like I could walk into a room and think that I'm keeping my business, keeping that wall up and trying to walk in positive, but my body language and the way that I'm smiling and talking, or if I'm not talking enough, actually puts off my energy.
Yeah.
And people can feed off of that. They can notice that, oh, Pinky's not in the right element today, so something might be wrong or something, you know, might be bothering her. Yeah. But if I'm on 10, sometimes it's like, well, something got into Pinky because she on one today.
When Pinky's on 10, everybody gets on 10.
Man, what?
I know that.
That's funny.
So, how do you make sure to keep your spirit right?
Whoa.
And not let others affect that spirit?
You know, I have time to myself. Whenever I get the time to think out loud with nobody being around, whether I'm writing it down in my journal or I'm actually just like talking out loud, I try to cleanse myself and cleanse my energy by basically really just talking to God, like reading the word, finding something that will uplift me. Because like I mentioned before, I didn't think a lot of myself. I'm at a point where I'm 32 years old, half of my life, possibly because I pray to live longer than 64, but you know what I'm saying? Like half of my life has passed and I've always thought of myself less than what I was and then less than what people have seen me. So to keep my energy up, I think about others and I say, you know, I don't want to walk into this place or be in this situation or be around these people and because I'm down, they're down. Yeah. Because my purpose when I come in is typically to always uplift somebody.
Definitely.
And that's crazy because that's been my role in a lot of things. Like my god sister, she'll call me when she needs help with anything, more so to uplift her, not really tell her what to do. You know, at the salon, my girls told me that they missed me while I was doing this acting thing, and I'm like, no, y'all didn't. They're like, no.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we did. And every day, Ashley, shout out to Ashley. She's always like, Pink, it's so good to have you back. I'm like, girl, stop.
Don't make me feel good.
But that's one reason that kind of helps me keep my spirits uplifted to where I can keep the good energy around me is thinking about how my energy might make somebody else feel. And it's not perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. So
we all are.
You know what I'm saying? So every day I'm trying to figure, if I have my bad days, sometimes I got to listen to Meg Thee Stallion to get my mind right. Hey. Or I might have to turn Bootsy on, go back to what I know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To bring me where I'm at.
I love it. I love it. You have great energy.
Thank you.
Great energy.
Thank you.
So how did you meet Troy?
I met Troy.
I just been
say, did I hear him snicker? So I met Troy at WSU. And it was my God, I remember seeing his face around a lot on campus. So I guess he had just transferred from like Emporia. Was it Emporia? And I seen his face around a lot. He was Greek. And it's like I knew it, but I didn't know it. And a lot of the guys that I hung out with on my track team were Greek. So we kind of had like this big circle of network, and we met on campus. Oh gosh, this is funny. So I don't know why I feel like I need to tell this story. So
Let's hear it.
We was there at it was a Kappa probate, or was it a Delta? It was a Delta probate. Yes, it was a Delta probate. I remember red. Excuse me, Crimson. I don't want nobody to fight me.
They'll be outside the shop.
Like, you in the family, you don't know. No. But anyway, we was at this probate, and I was like, yo, he is cute, whatever. And I was kind of like feeling a little confident in myself at that time. And so he had came by, and I remember him recording. Are you sure it was a Delta probate? Okay. Are you sure? Okay. Anywho, I remember it was a two probate. It was okay, never mind. We'll discuss it. That's not important. I'm sorry. Cut that. No. So he had came by, and when he walked away, I had like pinched his butt. And when he turned around, he had this confused look on his face, like, did that just happen to me?
He liked it, but he didn't know how to take it.
He didn't know how to take it. And you know why? You know why I did it, though? Because it was a perfect crowd. There was so many young girls, and they were all like, the little groupie. And I'm sitting there like, ugh, was I like this? My freshman and sophomore year around these, I was just like, whoa, I'm glad I've grown up now. And when
says the one that pinched
his booty. It was a left cheek, by the way. But I remember doing that, and he didn't know for the longest, like, who did it. And matter of fact, I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell him until we actually started hanging out more. So how we kind of drew each other in was hair. And he was coming to Paul Mitchell when I was going to school. He's coming to get his hair cut, and he was actually teaching me how to cut his hair. And then he just stopped showing up. And I was like, what happened? So right when I was like, you know what, I ain't fooling with him no more, and I'm gonna move on, whatever. He stopped calling, he stopped making appointments, whatever. He calls me that day. I'm going off on him, like, he's not there, but I'm going off on him in front of the girls while we had Paul Mitchell in the break room. And he calls me, and I got this whole attitude, and I'm just like, oh, hello, like, where have you been? He explains to me why he hasn't been coming, because he was getting a mohawk. He didn't trust me doing his mohawk. So he was cutting it himself. Am I wrong? You thinking too hard over there, bro. He was cutting his hair himself. And he asked me out on a date. He asked me if I like to eat. And I said, shh.
You don't
Only
even know.
if you knew. Where we going? Where we going? So then from that point that we had our first date, we have been inseparable since then.
And riding since.
Inseparable since then.
And how long have you two been married?
5 years.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
5 years and 1 month and 3 days.
Damn. Damn. She know the exact.
Just because it's so close. Just because it's so close.
The anniversary's
right
coming up?
No, it was September 20th.
Oh.
And since today is the 23rd, like, somebody recently just asked me how long we had been married, and it was on the 20th. And I was like, whoa.
Congratulations.
Our anniversary was literally a month ago. Thank you.
Congratulations on that. So what are some qualities of Troy that people might not know that you love?
Ooh, that's actually really hard for me to think some qualities that nobody knows about. The reason that's hard, though, is because Troy is a very giving person. And he's very open and available.
Do you have to get on him about that sometimes?
About being so giving?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I believe it. And it's he knows when to, like, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want them to think, or try to take advantage because I'm giving so much. But I appreciate that he allows me to balance him with those giving decisions, because with us having, I don't know, two different mindsets, especially when it comes to business. Business is usually business and our teens at the church are the two things that we talk about the most when it comes to, like, what to do, what to give. And he's talented. Like, I got being at that release party, Endless's release party. I was like, yo, I say he's a producer. He's an engineer.
Songwriter.
He has a songwriter. He makes videos, like, he's a videographer, photographer. You have your own media production. Like, you are a walking business.
Mm-hmm.
That's how and it came to life this past
Many
weekend.
hats.
Seeing everything that he was doing, even just his energy in that place, and I was like, I don't know. I think, we're still learning about each other too,
Definitely.
So you ask me that question, maybe in about a year, and I might be able to be like upfront with an answer. Like right now, he's so giving that like that's the one thing that I don't know. Like he just.
What's one thing Troy does around the house that you can't stand?
Oh my God.
Leave socks somewhere.
Nah. No, he don't be leaving.
Leave pee on the toilet.
Nah. He just, no. Sorry. One thing that he does that I cannot stand, that's funny. To be honest, he has this phobia. I think it's a phobia about dishes. So he does not like to wash dishes. We both looked at him at the same time.
He doesn't like washing dishes?
He does not like washing dishes.
Dog, air high five.
Oh, I hate get that out of here. I'm blocking that.
I hate doing dishes.
Get that out of here. And it's so funny because he's like, babe, I be trying and I be wanting to help out, but I'll leave. Literally, like, say breakfast. He go in there, he'll eat the kitchen clean, maybe like 1 or 2 dishes in there. All right. He'll come back like lunchtime and it's pots and pans and mixes.
That's
and
mean.
He's like, why is the sink so full all of a sudden in this big dishes? And so I learned that size is a thing to him too, because we have like this big saucer pan and big baking sheet. So when it looks like it's overwhelming,
it's
overwhelming, But and taking the trash out. And I think, and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt because we do live 3 stories up.
I don't be in the kitchen first off.
No, and you know what?
That's my fault. It's not an excuse. But
I be needing that help because I be in the kitchen all the time. You know what I'm saying?
He better than me. See, I like to classify myself as ain't shit. So like
oh my
on the 3rd story, like literally I'd go out to that balcony and just drop that bag of trash, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go get that in the morning.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
So you might want to appreciate what you got because hey,
I appreciate you,
there's a lot of us out here that ain't shit. I'm trying to tell you.
Shenanigans, as Troy would say, full of shenanigans.
So going on 5 years, you guys have been going strong.
Yeah.
In 2019. Mm-hmm. How hard is it for couples to remain strong and keep that love strong?
I think it's very difficult.
Because I feel like the out here, saying like America, they don't want to see black couples be strong. They don't want to see like excluding the black community, you know what I'm saying? Like and it's even hard for the black community sometimes to embrace a black couple and push them to that level that they could be.
Well, I think it's very difficult because there's power behind that. Mm-hmm. And I used to hate using this example, but it's probably one of the best examples out there, and that's Jay-Z and Beyonce. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I used to hate it was because it's like, oh, they got money, they can do this, do that, but they wouldn't let people in their business for good reasons, and the things that you found out about, you could only assume off of it until they spoke out on it. And everybody, like I remember just around the time of dating Troy, or just even being in college and wanting to be with somebody, every female, I want that Jay-Z, that Bonnie and Clyde type love. And they weren't talking about Bonnie and Clyde, they were talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I think that is harder. I think that is harder these days because there's a lot of self in everything.
I agree.
And I can say that, even when you're married going 5 years strong, there are sometimes, I mean, even people who've been married longer than Troy and I, they can probably sit back and be like, there were some times where I only thought about myself.
Yep.
And it made difficult times happen that shouldn't have been as hard. Because being together with another person, considering another person is already challenging enough, you know what I'm saying? And you have to think about putting that person first. So when it comes to us being in this me environment in this world now, being black on top of that, we already have so much history behind us that is being carried. It's like just sitting on top of the world and it's sitting on everybody's back. So then when it comes to joining together, I think I think they want to keep us apart, like the Love and Hip Hop type, like those shows.
Yeah.
To me, I really think that they're trying to tear Black love apart.
Yeah.
Because they know that there's power behind it.
Moves will
There's
be
so
made.
much power behind it. Yeah. So it's, I mean,
Great things come from a Black couple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when I look at my future of Troy and I, when I could close my eyes and I see it, I'm like, I can grab and see, like, babe, we could be this type of couple that's helping these
Power
type of people and doing, I can see that. And I think that social media and just people being selfish and forgetting, there's a way to think about yourself and be self-aware without it pushing others away. And when you get to pushing others away, as a Black woman, Black women are strong.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we are strong regardless of what we've been through. Somehow we have some strength that had to be developed behind that, or we carried behind that.
Have
a Black man who already has it hard enough in this world, being a Black man will never be superior over a white woman. And I actually got to witness that with, my husband in the business field. And that example was like, us together, we got to be able to do something.
Yeah. And
we're going to
make our own.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's power couples in Wichita. Like, I love what the Thompsons have done.
Love them.
To be able to put a platform together to recognize those couples. And there's a lot of couples on there or that haven't even been, the light hasn't been shined on yet, that they can still bring
I sure
to
got
it.
that
You know
phone
what I'm
call.
saying?
What's up with that, Sam?
What's the next question?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the next?
Yeah.
Sam, I didn't do it. Don't.
Okay. What are some of the best and worst parts of being a stylist?
Ooh, back to the style. Best and worst parts. The best part, being your own boss. There's nothing, when I tell you, even my first job in high school, I literally only got a job so that way I can have work experience for the time when I became an adult. I can be able to get a job if hard
Something
times, or
resume.
just to be able to get me, something that will help sustain me while I'm building my adulthood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I have been doing hair since 9. I was making money in middle school, braiding and flat ironing people's hair, putting relaxers on people's hair. High school, micro braids and cornrows. I will never forget, there was one weekend I made about $300 to $500, and I only did 3 heads that weekend.
And how old were you?
Oh, I was about 16. Yeah. So that's when I knew it was like, that it was truly a passion. So that's one of the best things, is being able to be your own boss. Your time, I get to set my own schedule.
Yeah.
Now, there's a disadvantage to that because I don't get PTO. I got to get paid per client. I got PPC.
What's the latest you've been in the shop?
The latest? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. Yep. The earliest, 5 a.m. Yep. 12-hour shifts.
Stylists be putting in those nurse hours.
Yeah, 12. That's what I'm saying.
12,
13
13-hour shifts.
Yes.
With no PTO.
And you know what's funny is that sometimes we feel it. Like, physically, we can feel it that we're not being compensated what we're worth for those hours.
Not at all.
Like, if you were to look at a stylist revenue sheet for that week and then look at a nurse, we would probably rather be in nursing. Yeah. If it came to the money. If it came down to the money, we would probably rather be in nursing.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? The worst things is, one of the worst, I think, is the word of mouth about the stylist, about our industry. Because what I've learned and experienced, if a person has a bad experience, they're more likely to tell 10 people
about that bad experience
than at least 1 or 2 about the good experience that they had, and then send people to you. Another bad thing, to piggyback on top of that, you get those selfish clients that don't want to tell nobody who they got their hair done by, because they're worried about what that person is gonna look like, because I get my hair done and she want a flat iron, but she's gonna flat iron her hair and she gonna look like me. Boo, nobody can look like you.
No.
Nobody can style like me. If you put me and 5 other stylists in the same room and have us do a silk press, everybody's silk press would be the bomb, and there would still be something unique about that silk press.
Yep. Because
totally
it's you.
different. Technique, the love we put into the hair, and the creativity that we get to have is probably my ultimate favorite about being a stylist. I get to pick and choose what services I want to do, just like a doctor. Now I'm gonna just do Botox today. I ain't doing no butt injections and no.
I'm just doing braids today.
You want your throat checked? You have to see somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
go ahead and go get those cough drops.
Right.
With the extra menthol. How am I gonna put this? I'm trying to figure out how I want to put this.
Make me nervous when you get to them questions. Like, let me think about it.
Because in a way, basically what I'm trying to say is, in a way, it's funny how growing up, you said that you didn't have that confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
But now what you do, you bring that confidence out of other women.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to say just women, because I'm sure you have plenty of male clients that you go to too. Mm-hmm. How does that feel like to come back like full circle? Like, you know, like before, like when it was little Pinky, you know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't that confident girl that she is now, but it's like now it's like you're out here, you're blessing people basically. Like, cause I know they didn't look that same way when they came into the shop. Like, how does that feel?
It feels, you know what, for you to use the word, the confidence that I'm putting into people is, man, that feels good, because my number one purpose for becoming a beautician was to educate people about their hair and to build confidence into them. Mm-hmm. And for them to really understand the integrity, basically for them to accept what they can do with their hair and the things they can't do. And then and their appearance. Yeah. For one, because a lot of people, they get their hair done for their lifestyle. Like those who are in marketing, their face is seen all the time. So their makeup got to be on point. Their hair got to be, their clothes got to be on point. I mean, I know a few of them, if they could have a stylist, like a wardrobe stylist and then a hairstylist and a makeup artist all in one,
they would,
you know, and have them every day
in a heartbeat
before going to work, they would do it. So it actually feels good to know that I'm building people's confidence. When I came to WSU, nobody really knew me as Sasha. Mm-hmm. They knew me by Pinky, and
that's one thing people love about going to college is that you can recreate who you are. You can
recreate who you are, and it was, it was a lot of things that I wanted to start over with, and things that I didn't growing up as a child that I either didn't develop or I didn't get. I don't know what closure from. You know, your childhood kind of molds who you are. Mm-hmm. And so there's certain things that have happened in my childhood that I was afraid to face. And so it's like, well, if I put a new name to the face, maybe being this other person, not being this other person, but presenting myself this way, I could present myself in this way that I wanted to. Yes. And I know it'll be received.
Yes.
Because it couldn't be received when I was younger.
Got you.
But Sasha and Pinky are definitely the same person. They definitely, like, it's funny because when you were asking Endless this, because I got to sit in on that interview.
Hey.
I thought about that for myself, and I was like, dang, because I never saw myself as two different people. But other people would be like, man, you know.
You don't realize it until, like, because I have Tyrell, I have the husband, the father, you know, the working 9 to 5, and then people know Rello. And those two worlds are kind of colliding, you know what I'm saying? Like they're meeting each other, and sometimes that can be kind of hard.
Yes.
Because, you know, sometimes my wife would tell me, be like, all right, Rello.
Oh.
Like, yeah, when I hear her say Rello, I know I'm in trouble. But what was I gonna ask you? Okay. How do you think that back when you were a little girl and you got the pink sweater and, you know, they were calling you Pinky, like, Do you think that your family or even your father had an idea that you would carry that name as far as you have?
No.
And you're still going?
I don't think so. I think to carry that name in the way that I did, I don't think that they expected it. Like, obviously my family knew that I had great potential. There was something great about me. For the longest time, I was the only girl who didn't have her father because he passed when I was so young. And so having my uncles kind of like take the place of his love and just that unity that they had. Yeah. And that's all of my uncles doing that. It kind of helped me to say, you know, to be able to have something with me because I couldn't have him in the flesh. Yes. So me doing that, I think it helps to bring out the fact that they could say your father would be proud.
That's always something
and that's something that, you know, obviously I would be looking for. But
do you feel that way?
Do I feel like I've made him proud?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think you have.
Sometimes. I think for what people can see, what I'm able to display to them, yes, he would be proud of that. I beat myself up on the things that obviously are internal. Yeah. You know, and I'd be, you know, dang, I think he would be disappointed, me thinking this way, me feeling this way. You know, those type of things.
We're proud of you, Pinky.
Thank you.
We're very proud of you. You might not be a Wichita native, like from Wichita, but Wichita claims you.
Yes.
We claim you.
I'm finally in that thing.
Oh, yeah, you definitely in the club.
I'm in that thing. Yeah.
So I got two more questions for you. My first question, because I'm born and raised in Wichita.
Yeah.
Never been to Louisiana.
Really?
Never been. Been to Dallas, never been to Louisiana. What are some of the Wichita culture that you had to catch on to?
You know,
was it the Kellogg driving? People don't know how to drive. Was it not being able to get the seafood that you want on point?
Let me tell you. First of all, Wichita needs a Jack in the Box,
facts,
a Raising Cane's,
facts,
and what's my other restaurant? I'll think about it later. But them two right there. It makes me upset that I have to think about driving to Oklahoma just to get Jack in the Box. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, all I want is the tacos for 99 cents.
Or drive to Manhattan for Raising Cane's.
And you know what? I didn't even know that they had a Raising Cane's until after Troy and I came back from Kansas City for our wedding anniversary 2 years back. And I said, they had Raising Cane's out there?
Yeah.
Why didn't nobody say nothing? We was looking for the barbecue places because KC was supposed to be famous for this barbecue and all of that. But when it comes to like the driving, it's still ridiculous to me because I had to learn, like, even when I go back to Texas, I be mad about how people be driving. I'm like, y'all driving like Wichitans. Like, what's going on? Move out the way. But the weather was definitely something I had to adapt to.
The snow?
Yes. Now, mind you, I love the snow. I'm a person that love it. I came
until
out
you bust your ass?
Well, ooh, dang, you just brought back a horrible fall. This had to be like, this had to be the same year after I tore my ACL. Damn. I tore it in May. That October, I had my knee brace on, and I was getting ready to leave to go to, or was it November? I was getting ready to leave to go to Texas for a trip to surprise my mom. And nobody was at the house to help me put my bag in the car. Nigga. When I put, when I lifted the bag, I said, okay, Lord, give me the strength. He gave me the strength. As soon as I dropped it, I must have put my left foot down and said, shoo, whoop. I laid there like how they do in the movies. Like, it was so bad, bro. I just laid there and I said, help.
Just kind of push your head.
And I'm looking like, ain't nobody out here to help me up. So Pink gonna have to get up. Dang, you brought back a bad memory, bro. That hurt.
Don't feel bad.
That hurt. But my freshman year, in October, it snowed for the first time. And it was like right after my birthday. I called my mom. I was like, oh my God, Mom, it's snowing out here. She's like, you ready to come home yet? I was like, no, like, it's cool. We had a snowball fight and we was out there building snowmen and all of that. Like, we was cool with it. A week go by. Okay, cool. She said, they canceled classes? Yeah. I said, no, actually, we got to walk in the snow. Like,
man,
I got to make it to class regardless. The
And
second week,
that is a tough decision.
bruh, the second week snowed again. And I said, Mom, it snowed again. And there's still snow on the ground. Like, it's piling on top of each other. The third time, I said, okay, I think I'm ready to come home now. Like, I love the snow, but it won't go away. I got, you know what I'm saying?
And that cold, too, just like those chills that come with it.
I don't like being cold, but I love the cold. That's weird.
I agree with you. I hate being cold.
I hate being cold.
But if you go to my house, it's cold.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm that person. Like if you're cold, go put a damn jacket on. Like grab a blanket or something. Like that's just how I am. I love it cold.
I like being cozy. That's why I like the cold. I like being cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah, like so. I'm okay. So Christmas time is like one of my favorite festive.
You wanted him.
Oh my
Lord.
God. And then I'd be praying for snow like almost every Christmas. But I like being cozy.
With the
like,
Boys to Men playing in the back.
You know what? For Troy, I would listen to Boys to Men, but I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I know. And he's like, how are you not a fan? Please don't discredit me because I don't like. I listen to Boys to Men. Like I wouldn't prefer them over.
But you're not gonna play the whole album.
No.
I feel you. No,
Probably not. Motown Philly's back again.
Hey. Stop, Pinky. Okay. Stop. We're almost done with the interview. We can have a jam session after.
Hey.
We almost done.
Hey.
We almost done. So, final question I have for you.
Yes.
The final question. What is some advice that you would give some of these young queens out here that are pinkies from the past that might not be as confident, that might, question, if they want to pursue something?
My first thing would be journal. Journal your passions down, the things that you see yourself doing, write it down. Because you're going to wake up one day and go back to that journal and don't throw it away.
Yeah.
Keep the journal so that way you can go back and reflect on your passions and your dreams that you had as a young girl and look at where your life is when you're older to see how you can pursue those things or what things have already come to pass.
I like that.
My second thing would be a mentor. I grew up, yes, I told you guys that I would like watch people and I learned from watching. I didn't really have a teacher though. And I think having a mentor is very helpful because there is somebody that you can trust with your feelings, with your thoughts, with your dreams. So somebody that will inspire you and motivate you and not crush them.
Yep.
Because sometimes when you share things, especially at a young age, and I say young like teens to 25, yep. That's still young.
You're still young.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could just be in the middle of your college career or not even be at college at all, but you have these dreams and people they'll set standards for you. Don't let anybody set standards for you. Your expectations, don't think of them too high. Nothing is too much or too hard or too high on the pedestal for Christ.
Nothing's out of reach.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing is out of reach. And the one thing that I'm learning is it's about your mind. So you're going to have days where you don't think the best of yourself or the best of your work or the best of your potential and your ability. However, if you got to write that down, if you got to write the negative stuff down, piggyback it with the positive things.
Yes.
Like I as a young girl, I could never see myself talking about myself the way that I am now. I might have dreamt it, or the thought came to mind.
I want to be there one day.
Yeah. But I never did what it took to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I even thought about going to this is how small I thought of myself when it came to track. Everybody was like something about going to the Olympics, right? Like everybody's big dream if you were an athlete was to go to the Olympics. And I'm like, I maybe Junior Olympics, because the Olympics, that competition.
It just seemed like such a big stage.
It felt like sharks. It felt like, oh, you dreaming to be with the sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's kind of the place that you want to be in because you would be a shark amongst the sharks.
Yeah.
But you see yourself as the fish amongst the sharks.
Man, you thought you might get eaten.
You might get swallowed alive. So I thought a Junior Olympics, instead of just going to the Olympics.
Being realistic, but then also not having that confidence, like I actually can.
Yes. Now I didn't put, I ran, and obviously, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, your expectations. Don't let anybody hold you back from that. Definitely. And then definitely not weed out, but be observant, but don't overanalyze. That's the thing that I have done that got me into trouble, is overanalyzing things, because then you start, when you think of what the possible failure could be, you start overanalyzing the results of that possible failure, and now all you could think about is the results instead of the actual dream that you have or the actual goal that you have set for yourself.
Definitely.
So I would definitely say write everything down, make it plain.
Mentor.
And a mentor, for sure. Third thing, pretty much to find that confidence in yourself, try to find a way to become self-aware. When you get to learn who you are at a younger age, it makes you that much stronger as a woman when you get into the adult life, where not even what a man says will put you down.
They talk.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's the world we live in. The dominancy from males and females, like they say we have equality, and yet women are still kind of held back from some things, or they are held back out of fear from whatever was put on the plate for us, and I don't want to eat that, so I don't feel like I should have to eat that.
Work. I love it. Well, Pinky, it's been an honor to sit with you.
You know what?
It's been an honor. I love it.
I actually like
it. Wasn't that hard, was it?
It wasn't that hard. I was over here breaking sweats. Like,
nah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I didn't know.
Where can the viewers find you?
You could find me on Instagram, Pinky the Stylist, Twitter, Pinky the Stylist, Facebook, I think it's Pinky the Stylist. Pretty much on all social media platforms. I kind of dab in a lot of things, so I guess just look out for me putting forth my talents to help other people. Oh God, Fortnite. On Fortnite, on my PS4 is pink _ vixen.
You Troy's wife.
Boy, you can add me.
Troy's wife.
I play Fortnite. I play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. Oh my God, I can't wait till Modern Warfare comes out. Well, we got a month, couple weeks. This Friday. So Endless, I might not be at the concert because I might be at home playing video games.
Troy too. Troy gonna text you. You better not get any further.
Like, oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's where you can find me: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So on my info.
As we end,
yes,
I'm gonna do the outro. I'm gonna do it, but I've never been around somebody that spells their name too. So when I do mine, you gotta do yours too.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of RELL-ism. I am your host, Rello. That's RELLO, here with my guests,
Pinky, and that's PINKY. If it's IE, it ain't me.
Hey, and we are out.
Peace. Yeah.